hot like 100. Hello, 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 hello.
Loading, strap with the lyrics like I'm bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling. Didn't wanna listen, but I told him one more time. Your favorite MCs, bronze or silver. These raps here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folding. Spit bars at the club, zoning. TikTok come to London, get ripped off. Man get pissed off when I start lift off. Sweet like flavors, cookie and biscuit. Planty, yeah, the bars I get ripped off. Picked up my song, yo, every time I tripped up. Little petty tender, the big rock. Me and my G's do everything mix up. Full circle, now everybody linked up. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling them rhyming, riddling. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating them boom, she's back again. Oh, cause a little fire on the track again. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Yeah, if you want buff, we can go psycho. Head to head, bar to bar, turn the mic on. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Yeah, I don't mind, I'll do it for the hell of it, yeah. Elevate bars, I regulate, yeah. UK, we love the tune, just meditate. If it didn't get it by 9, then it kinda late. Man thinks he's a bad man, but he's kinda bait. Live every day like it's my last, celebrate. Mind on the task, we calibrate. Loaded, strike with the lyrics like I'm bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling. Didn't wanna listen, but I told him. One more time, your favorite MCs, bronze or silver. Too bad, these vibes here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folding. Spit bars at the club, zoning. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling them rhyming, riddling. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating them boom, she's back again. Oh, cause a little fire on the track again. Turn the music on, vibe like an icon. Yeah, if you want buff, we can go psycho. Head to head, bar to bar, turn the mic on. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Who's the icon? Who's the icon? Icon. Who's the icon? Who's the icon? Icon.
Charles sat on the live TV and dished about Diana and about his marriage, and all you do is bash Harry, and I don't see why people bash Harry all the time.
Because Harry cashed in
really
on it.
not fair.
He cashed in on it in a massive way.
He's earning a living because they wouldn't let him do exactly what Beatrice and Eugenie do. Thank you. I mean, Nina's totally right. I mean, Beatrice and Eugenie, it's on a documentary at the weekend. They are allowed to work, but they attend royal events, which is what Harry and Meghan wanted to do, and they were told no, because like Nina said, they were too popular. Charles didn't like the fact that Diana was more popular than him. It runs in the family, and William's exactly the same.
Absolutely no lies detected. Happy Sunday, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And thank you to Church Nelly, who has been posting some very useful links, Invictus Games merchandise. Go and check that out. If you're going to the games, support the Wounded Warriors. I'm sure that all the money goes back into the organization. And also, I understand that any revenue from the Invictus documentary actually goes back into the Invictus Foundation as well. Lovely. Looking like it's going to be a lovely affair, and of course we get to see Meghan. Can't wait for that. Right, a lot to talk about today. Y'all, when I say that William has been getting boiled, fried, scrambled, he has really been getting hit with it. And it's quite interesting because usually, even the usual suspects that are, that would protect him seem to have jumped in the arena with the cooking as well. So I don't know, is this a glitch in the invisible contract matrix? What's going on here? Very unusual. I guess with, football, it's it's a very emotional thing, I think, for the UK, especially England. But it's still just rather unusual. I feel the way that they're going in on William, I feel it's rather unusual. They could have very easily covered for him. And you might say, well, it will be business as usual by next week. But the way they've gone in on him, it has not gone unnoticed. And I don't know if this is just a build up of everybody feeling like, what has William done? What's Kate doing? What are they actually contributing? Because while I get people's feelings of, why William should have been there, he would have gone if it was the men's game. He's the FA president. He's the future king. The Queen of Spain went. So why isn't William going? I get all of that. But then I still have to ask the question, what impact does William even have as president of the FA? It's not like there's anything he really has to offer these women or anyone in the FA. And one also has to ask, well, how did he even get that position anyway? And then what type of impact is he making? None that I know of. Certainly not for the women's game. At the moment, there's a big scandal brewing because there is a footballer called is it Mason Greenwood, who was caught on audio and film abusing his girlfriend. And there's been a back and forth as to whether or not he should be allowed in the club this week. It was looking like they were going to bring him back, but there was a lot of pushback. And a lot of women are asking, why aren't we being seen and heard, and why are they allowing this abuser to come back? So there's a lot of issues going on in the football space. And I just think that William wants to come along for the ride when it's just the good stuff happening and he just wants to show up. He doesn't even want to touch the stuff that I don't even think is controversial, but for him, it's not anything that he would want to speak about, but it's important. And if he doesn't have the backbone to address some of the real issues that are going on, then what's the point of him even being there? He made some half-assed statement about Rism before, but it seems like when it comes to issues that affect women, he just doesn't want to say anything. Just show up when it's convenient. But even now, with the women's game, did not show up at all. Neither did Rishi Sunak, by the way. But the Queen of Spain did. And, well, Spain won. Congratulations to Spain. Oh, wait, where's the picture? Oh, sorry, wrong picture. No, we don't need to see anybody's sour faces. Here we go. And yes, the Queen of Spain was there, cheering on her team, and they won 1-0. So congratulations to them. I didn't watch the match, but I hear it was a hoot. Okay, before I want to say a little bit more about this situation with William, but let's get into some other things first. We'll circle back to that. Right, over at Twitter, the Bird app that I will never call X, two things. Number one, they're now going to remove the block button. So basically, giving everyone free reign to abuse people. There are a lot of journalists that I follow, a lot of activists that I follow, and this is just going to open them up to abuse. And I don't know if that's what Elon wants, because it will definitely scare a lot of people off the platform if they know that they're just going to be subject to abuse. They're also now talking about you having to verify your identity. And this is also, I think, a setback for anybody that does any type of humanitarian or activism work or journalism. There are good reasons sometimes for people to stay anonymous. And like I said in my tweet, shout out to the guy I went on a date with who unfollowed me when I said Elon Musk was an agent of chaos and will do a 360 and sell everyone out. This is your freedom hero. Only out for himself. I don't like Elon Musk. I think he's only out for himself, only out for money. And it's like he's on some mission to just destroy Twitter entirely. There's actually a whole story behind X and X.com. And this goes back to the PayPal days with Peter Thiel. And I think we're starting to understand why it just never worked out between him and Elon. Because it's like he's just on a mission of self-destruction with what he's doing with Twitter. But there you go. If this does happen, okay, the block button I'm not so concerned about. The trolls don't really bother me, to be honest. But I can understand for other people how it might bother them. But I think if I have to verify my identity with any type of government document, I will be out of Twitter. Absolutely not. No, thank you. Also, in the British tabloid press is a mess news. An ex-independent on Sunday and New Statement's editor was sentenced for abuse images. Former independent on Sunday editor was sentenced for making indecent images of youngsters. And he admitted the offences, that he'd been doing this since the 90s while employed by national titles. He's been given a 10-month jail sentence, suspended for 2 years. 10 months, I don't think that's enough. Absolutely not enough. But a rare moment when someone in the British news cycle who has been engaging in such behaviour being held accountable. Thank you very much. Now do Dan Wooten. And in another horribly tragic case, I mean, trigger warning for anyone who gets distressed when it comes to anything to do with children. There is a nurse, a Miss Lucy Letby, and this case has just shaken the UK. This lady got away with emming 7 babies, and she attempted to em several more. And it took a very long time to charge her, because the entire time that she was suspected and people were reporting her and asking, well, can we do further investigations? They presumed her innocence. And there were multiple doctors, including the 2 gentlemen on the screen, who tried to raise the alarm, and they were not listened to. And this led to several babies losing their lives. And it could have led to more babies losing their lives. And I, if anything, I just hope that the people in charge take a moment to really reflect on this. And what has been even more disturbing is the way in which the tabloid media, the likes of the Daily Fail and BBC, have been trying to paint this picture of, oh, but she doesn't look like a serial Emma. Oh, but she looks so innocent. even the Daily Mail posting her a children's photo. Just unbelievable. And her friends talking to the media saying she's the nicest person I know. She's the nicest person you know who emmed 7 babies. Now there have been 2 other cases in the UK, historic cases of something similar, both female nurses. And one of those nurses actually currently serving a sentence. She's actually due to be let out next year. And they haven't really found any real motive as to why this woman did this, what could have led her to do this. The only guess right now is maybe it was one of these copycat cases, but nonetheless incredibly tragic. And the people in charge really sit down and rethink your biases, because at one point they actually forced the other doctors who tried to report this woman and ask for an investigation, they forced them to apologize to her, even meditate with her, and then she then started being treated like the victim. I'm not going to go too much detail into the case. You go and read into it for yourself. I'm sure there'll be documentaries, but this is one of the wildest cases I think I've ever seen, especially because at one point she became the victim in the eyes of the of the NHS and the people that didn't want to listen to the doctors that raised the alarm. Truly shocking. Okay, but my thoughts and prayers were with the families. Shocking. Okay, we'll go to your comments before we go back to royal news. Black Queen, you said, Duchess, I'm disturbed by the position of William's hand. Okay, I won't go too much into that. I do think it's inappropriate that he used his child as a shield, but I'm not going to go as far as making comment on that. But thank you for the super chat. Star verification also means the trolls and abusive posters can't hide. That is true, but I personally wouldn't. For me, it's not a worthwhile trade-off. I just don't think it is, because I wouldn't want to give my details over. Yeah, exactly, Lil Mac. The Daily Mail was just unbelievable. Not surprising at all that they would have such a headline. Ugh. Like trying to kind of evoke this idea of innocence by using a picture of her as a child. I mean, it's just so unnecessary. Should be focusing on the families of those babies. Okay, on to the next thing. A bunch of tweets that you can see on the screen are all the people realizing that Rachel Zane is Meghan. Like, a lot of people are just are today years old when they've realized that Rachel Zane is Meghan, and Suits continues to get so much love, new fans watching the show. Incredible. And I hope this is the beginning of people being more curious about Meghan's pre-royal life. Also, a real throwback. This came up on my Instagram feed. So this is a picture of the Queen Mother in 1968 meeting with the Supremes, Diana Ross and the Supremes. Let me tell you, these people and their weird passive-aggressive obsession with our hair. So this is what Mary Wilson said. She said, this is from Dreamgirls, My Life is the Supreme. She said, we stood in line with Diana first. Then me, Mary Wilson, then Cindy, Princess Margaret walked up to me, extended her hand, then so quietly that no one else could hear, whispered in her prim, high-pitched voice, "Is that a wig you're wearing, Mary?" I did all I could to suppress a giggle. When I realized that she was very serious about it, I thought how bizarre it was that a member of the royal family could be so candid. For me, it's just utterly rude. This is like often a thing that people ask black women, and me personally, I find it very, very passive aggressive. Like, it's hair. It's hair and it looks fabulous. Please leave it alone. But yeah, there's your blast from the past. And they look amazing in those dresses. Patty J, you're listening to Suits now and watching me. How do you do both at the same time? Oh. Oh, you bought the book Meet Me by the Lake. Julia. Amazing. Let us know how it is. All right, next thing. Yeah, William. Yeah. I mean, some people have argued that he was damned if he did, damned if he didn't, but I mean, he was okay to go to Boston for Earthworm. He was okay to fly celebrities over for Earthworm. And it would appear that overwhelmingly, most people actually wanted him to go. And I didn't actually realize this, but I actually forgot that even with the Euros, he didn't go and then posted a video. And it was trending, work shy Willie and abolish the monarchy. And using his child as a cover, I don't think that's okay at all. Not at all. I think, yeah, maybe some people would have said, why is he flying all the way there and back? Even though he's, doing this whole earthworm thing. But overwhelmingly, I think the correct choice would have been for him to go. And I think this is a huge misread from the palace and the Vipers and grey suits that don't know what they're doing and cannot read the room. Now, in response to this, they've released the bots. The bot farm is still very much active. To be honest, I think they just need to switch it off because it's so obvious. So this is what the bots were churning out. Rubbish. King Charles III, who is also King of Australia, has yet to visit Australia as the Australian government delayed inviting him. This means Prince William cannot constitutionally visit before him. Plus, as his father's heir, Australian taxpayers would have to pay security costs. This was posted multiple times. So one is a response to Piers Morgan, one is a response to Mr. James O'Brien, and the other is a response to GB News. Clearly a bot farm. Same message multiple times, targeted towards specific people. It's quite interesting that Piers Morgan did come after William. And somebody pointed out, and I completely forgot this, that Piers Morgan is in bed with Camilla. He went to that infamous pub meeting where Jeremy Clarkson was also there. The day before that disgusting news article was posted. And I think he went to another pub meeting as well, where Beatrice and Eugenie were pictured. But Beatrice was actually pictured hugging him. So maybe there's also some inner workings going on behind the scenes where Camilla was like, roast him, Piers. And Piers obliged. Because usually Piers would not do that. That was off script. And Cold War Steve, he decided to wake up and choose violence and posted this. Loving the detail, the peg in the hand. And he responded to someone saying, who's the woman? And he said, Rose Hanbury. So people aren't even saying it quietly anymore. And then you've got Rishi and Randy Andy in the background. They're saying the loud parts out louder, folks. The loud parts out louder. see. People are loving how Queen Letizia consoled the England players in the absence of any UK senior officials. Just shocking. Yeah, were there any senior officials? I mean, even the culture secretary. Who's the culture secretary at the moment? Like, if anyone should go, it would have been the culture secretary. I don't know if the culture secretary is also the same as the one that deals with sports. I think it's them, but they could have sent them. They could have maybe sent there's the Women's Equality Party. Maybe they could have sent the head of the Women's Equality Party, or maybe the head of the Force Society. They could have sent someone. Truly shameful. Thank you so much, Black Queen. Yes, please do take a second to hit that thumbs up button. Help us get to the top of the algorithm chain. Yeah, Himi fan, second year in a row. I had actually forgotten that he did this before. Completely forgotten. I think ultimately they've really just set William up for failure. He was coddled his whole life, and not to say that William hasn't done anything entirely. Yeah, he did. Fly helicopters for a little while. The stuff that he's, I guess, done with Harry, like Heads Together and whatnot. But in terms of what he's put together himself, standing on his own 2 feet, it's only more recently. Whereas Harry started Invictus and Centre Ballet very young, as well as going to the army and doing 2 tours of Afghanistan. Yeah, the Queen of Spain showed up for the ladies, and what amazing statesmanship or stateswomanship that she showed. Yeah, Esleen, he wasn't going to do a state visit, but to support a football team. Suddenly, all of this protocol matters, right? If it was a men's team, he would have been there, hands down. No excuses. Rishi too. Bojo probably would have gotten on a plane and gone too. Jiff Dilly said, just shows how out of touch the royal family are. Disgraceful. Yeah. UK Prime Minister's wife could have gone. Yeah. I mean, she could have gone, maybe. I to be honest, I actually don't know how. No, actually, I take that back. I don't think the Prime Minister's wife should have gone. She's a rather controversial figure just because she's so wealthy, and I think there's something going on with money and contracts regarding her. Yeah, I don't think that would have been a good idea. I think there's other prominent political activist figures that they could have sent. Also, the culture secretary was supposedly sent. Okay. Oh dear. Yeah, like side, it just looks really bad, William. To be honest, I am shocked actually at the backlash that William has gotten. I wasn't expecting it to be so loud, but people are really in their feelings. Their feelings, honey. As she said, I think Camilla and Charles are behind William getting bad press. They are truly vicious with each other. Well, we all remember what happened when Catherine decided to wear a pink dress. Who could forget? Who could forget how much in their feelings they were when Catherine showed up to the garden show in her pink dress and stole the shine from Camilla and Charles? Apparently, that's all it takes to steal the shine. Wait, someone just said, why didn't they send Mean Girl Sophie? Have you all noticed just how silent everything went about Sophie's motorcade running over a grandma? You have heard nothing. Like the way they have made that just go away. someone's grandma is deceased because a royal motorcade was speeding, and it's just gone away. Unbelievable. If it was Harry and Meghan, we'd still be hearing about it now. Also, not to forget, that happened around the same time as the chase in New York. I feel like we're going to get an update about that soon, because that also seems to have gone very silent. But there will be CCTV footage, there will be dash cam footage, there will be footage of Harry and Meghan at the police station. I want those paparazzi to be held accountable. Dorothy Ross, what a welcome Harry would have gotten if he had gone. I bet he wanted to go. Well, people were calling on him to go, and people also reminded us that in November 2019, Harry got on the plane to the other side of the world to watch England play in the rugby finals, despite having a 6-month-old baby and getting hourly abuse from his family, his country, and the UK media. Still went and took a commercial flight, by the way. So what excuse does William have? What excuse? Mad World, you said William is getting bad press because he was paid by the media to keep Harry under control as part of his settlement and failed to do so. Yeah. I think that could also be another reason. I think they're definitely peeved off about that. But at the end of the day, the judge is going to do what the judge feels best to do. And unless they can bribe the judge, you know, the case is going to be what the case is going to be. Start. Who is Catherine? That's Kate's full name. What do you mean it's Catherine? By the way, did you know that Pippa's full name is Philippa? Like Carol Middleton named all her children Aristo names. Okay, we are going to end things there. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and supporting as usual. Today has been a very, very hot day in Istanbul. So hot that I think I've got like a mini heat stroke. I had to take paracetamol. Stay hydrated and stay cool in the heat, folks. This heat is no joke. Yes, Little Mac, the royal family has so many secret weapons. Surely they should have just, sent one to the game. Okay, I'm definitely going to log off because I can hear that. I don't know if you can hear that, but the cat is wailing. So I have to go. I have to go attend to the kitty. Thank you so much, folks. Enjoy Baron, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.
Hot like 100. Hello, 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 hello.
Loading, straight with the lyrics like I'm bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling. And when I listen, but I told him one more time. Your favorite MCs, bronze or silver. These raps here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folders. Spit bars at the club, zoning. TikTok come to London, get ripped off. Man get pissed off when I start lift off. Sweet like flavors, cookie and biscuit. Round here, yeah, the bars I get ripped off. Things like myself, yo, every time I tripped up. Little petty cheddar, the big rock. Me and my G's do everything mix up. Full circle, that everybody linked up. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling them rhyming, riddling. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating them bombs, she's back again. Oh, cause a little fire on the track again. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Yeah, if you want buff, we can go psycho. Head to head, bar to bar, turn a mic on. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Yeah, I don't mind, I'll do it for the hell of elevate, yeah. Elevate bars, I regulate, yeah. UK, we love the tune, just meditate. If we didn't get it by 9, then you're kinda late. Man thinks he's a bad man, but he's kinda bait. Live every day like it's my last, celebrate. Mind on the task, we calibrate. Loaded, strike with the lyrics like I'm bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling. Didn't wanna listen, but I told him. One more time, your favorite MC's bonds are super. Too bad these vibes here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folding. Spit more than I can't zone it. That's irrelevant, make me like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling them rhyming, breathing. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating them bomb she's back again. Oh, cause the little fire in the track again. Turn the music on, vibe like an icon. Yeah, if you bump off, we can go psycho. Head to head, bark and I'm icon. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Who's the icon? Who's the icon? Icon. Who's the icon? Who's the icon? Icon.
Charles sat on the live TV and dished about Diana and about his marriage, and all you do is bash Harry, and I don't see why people bash Harry all the time.
Harry cashed in
really
on it.
not fair.
He cashed in on it in a massive way.
He's earning a living because they wouldn't let him do exactly what Beatrice and Eugenie do. Thank you. I mean, Nina's totally right. I mean, Beatrice and Eugenie, it was on a documentary at the weekend. They are allowed to work, but they attend royal events, which is what Harry and Meghan wanted to do, and they were told no, because like Nina said, they were too popular. Charles didn't like the fact that Diana was more popular than him. It runs in the family, and William's exactly the same.